one of the things that we work with people, with clients on is exactly that content management. What we tend to do is multi-purpose a lot of content in with our clients for their clients. So if you pick so one of the things that we've done recently is in again construction, but it's taking the topic and then using it as efficiently as you can. So if you've got a much like we'll do with this podcast actually, so we've got some interesting things we're talking around, and if you can take that and break it up into bite-sized chunks with slightly different message, but cumulatively is effective, and you can use blogs and vlogs and get content on your website through LinkedIn, through Twitter, through and multi-purpose, that is another great way of being really efficient with it. And that's what one of the things that we work with, because what Boston Tullis kind of the proposition behind what we do is your content's got to be yours, because you know your target. So we'll help you devise your content, and then we will chop it up and make it into one piece, into 15 pieces, which will take you through the month and that kind of stuff. And if you do that a few times, you've got quite a lot of content on there, which is valuable and, you know, from you for your audience type of things. I think it's incredible what you guys are doing by, and I suppose it's having that big organization that you can pull in everybody's content to you know, make a huge, and presumably they can all white label it and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Incredible.
Because of the way that the software is designed, when we start working with a broker, they will send us things like their logo, and they'll confirm website, postal address, all that stuff, so that the content will brand to a certain extent to look like it's been produced internally. And the point you made as well, Sarah, about bite size, that's so important, because we know people don't have long attention spans. And one of the things I think that when I'm speaking with a broker and we're talking about, you know, ways in which they can continually maintain relationships with clients and prospects throughout the year, and they're not working with someone like yourselves or us, they're trying to write their own content potentially, and that's great because they have, you know, expertise. But what will often happen is they'll spend, you know, 2 days writing a newsletter to send out that month, and then they'll realize a couple of weeks later that they've got to do it again, and they've got to do it again and again and again and again. And it is the importance of having a continual stream of high value content, and accepting the fact, as you'll know, people will not read or engage with every single thing that you put out. So if you do spend, you know, a lot of time as a broker writing a fantastic article on something that you're really passionate about, you've got to also accept the fact that people may not read it. So you need to keep the value coming, because I think there are a lot of marketing statistics out there, but the last one I read was that it takes 7 attempts to share something useful, with a decision maker to get their attention. So you've got to ensure that you can, you know, that you've got that much and you can keep going.
And that comes from what we've already talked about, that comes back down to process and automation and efficiency. And automation doesn't have to be resharing other people's, you know, you see Insurance Age has posted this, or construction magazines, but that's not automated, and it's also not valuable. But there are really, really effective ways to multi-purpose and get content streams in a process automated ways out there. And I think that's what I love about what I see you do on LinkedIn, is because you're very active regularly. And that is so incredibly important. And actually, once you've got the process, it's not that difficult to do.
It's not.
So, and there are loads of different ways of doing it. And you've got to find what works for you and your business. But just talking around that till you have that moment that go, that's my fit. That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
And I love it when you're talking to somebody and you see that light bulb moment of, oh, I could do this. That would be amazing. And it's incredible.